The following show is a paid program.
What's up? I am so excited on today. We still have the Women Who Win Series 2020. And on today, I have a very good friend of mine, Christina Turner, C.TURNER Tax Service, LLC. Hey, lady, how you doing?
Hey, Kim. How you doing?
I am so excited. This lady,
I know.
I am so excited. This lady is on here on today. The reason is she is the one who has really set up a lot of my businesses for me. LLC, she's done a nonprofit, she's done a lot of things for me. And I wanted to share her with you guys and let people know exactly how things are set up. Hey, lady, how you doing?
I'm doing fabulous, Kim. I'm so excited. I want to tell you thank you so much for having me on the show. This is going to be amazing. So I'm really looking forward to really speaking with everyone. Yeah.
I'm so excited. She is in Atlanta right now. She lives there now, left us a little bit. So she left old Houston going to Atlanta. One thing we wanted to know about your, just first of all, let's tell what the name of your business is and what you actually do for the clients.
Okay. The name of my business is C.TURNER Tax Services. We are LLC, and what I do for my clients, start off with tax preparation. Right now, our focus is business tax preparation. We do business formations. That means LLCs, S Corps, C Corps. We also do 501c3s. Now, I'm not just talking about the nonprofit form, which is at 1023, but I'm actually speaking about writing your programs for you, putting together all your things that is necessary for you to qualify for a 501c3. So that's what we do. And we also do business consulting.
Absolutely. One major thing that everybody has been asking me about, because I do credit also, I'm in real estate, as you know, is business credit. And many people want to know first about what's the difference between a business credit and personal credit? What's that difference?
Well, your business credit is going to be based upon your EIN. That's going to be registered for particularly a business, which you get from the IRS. Your personal credit is going to be directly according to your Social Security number. So you'll have two different profiles with business and with personal. With your personal, it goes against, like say, for instance, if you want to buy a house or a car or establishing credit, and you don't have a business, then you start off slow with the credit card, things like that. And the same thing that you do for business, but again, it's with two separate numbers. One is a Social Security number and one is the EIN number.
I love that. I love the fact that you're explaining this to people, because many people are not prepared. They go into maybe a business and they think, oh, I don't need that right now. I will just wait. And then I do my personal, and it's liability established with the personal when somebody tries to sue them.
Yeah. So when you're talking about starting a business, okay, let's break it down a little bit. Anyone can start a business. You don't even have to all the necessary paperwork to start a business. You could say, "Oh, I sell socks out of the trunk of my car," and the name of your business is Socks Out of Card, okay? But you don't register it. You don't have an EIN number, right? Now, let's
Mm-hmm.
say, for instance, that you're selling these socks out of your car, and someone is allergic to the chemicals that's in the socks,
Right.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So, because of the fact that you're not an LLC, you're not a corporation, what happens is you become personally liable for those irritating that person, and they can come after you for your assets. So the best thing to do is to register your business, do an LLC, which is kind of like, I'm not going to say like the lowest form, but the LLC also brings you credibility. You're able to open up a business account, and then it looks more established when you're trying to get business credit.
I'm glad you brought up about the business credit. People are asking all the time, Cameron, how do I get business credit? What do I have to do? What do I need to be in place to get my business credit? So I won't have to use my personal credit cards or anything. I can use business credit cards.
Okay, so this is something that you need to think about. When you're trying to get business credit, they initially will look at your credit first. Okay, this is something that people do not know. It's like, oh, I'm using my EIN number, but if you have nothing in regard to your EIN number, you have credit whatsoever, you haven't established anything, everything is going to go to your business credit before your personal credit. I'm sorry, your personal credit first. Okay, and then you could transfer it over to your business, but they're going to look at your personal credit first. Now, how do you build it? You saying, well, I have a business and I haven't even started. Where do I start? Well, there's a thing called net 30 accounts. Okay. So if you have net 30 accounts, that builds your business credit. You can get like credit lines through Home Depot. And I'm just gonna, give you a couple of Home Depot, Lowe's, Quill. You can start off with them. And what you do is, and it could take you literally like 60 days, which is not a long time, especially in today's time by really fast. Those 60 days go by so quick. So you want to get your a Lowe's account, a line of credit with them. They give you a card or a Quill account. Quill is really easy. You can request for a Quill book, and sometimes Quill will send you a book if you open up a business. They'll send it, and it may be something that you really don't need, but we all need paper. We all need paper clips. We all need pens and pencils and things like that. And you can even start off. Let's say, for instance, I wouldn't even go to $100, but let's say do something like maybe $50, right? So you want to order something off of Quill. Quill will bill you for that, and you want to pay it off. Okay. Every time you do it, you want to pay it off. You want to make sure that you pay off any of these net 30 accounts right away. And this is another thing too that a lot of people don't know is that you need to register your business with Experian. People don't know that. How are you going to build businesses that's not registered like your social security number? That Experian does not have no notice that you have a business with your EIN. You want to register with Experian. You want to have a DUNS number, because what happens is if you have a DUNS number, Experian and Equifax and TransUnion, what they'll do, they'll report it to DUNS, right? And the DUNS is the actual credit, business credit report agency, if you want to say that. You also need that DUNS number for, like, if you're going to do government grants. So it's really important that you register your business EIN number with the credit bureaus, and then also make sure that you have your DUNS number and that they have an identification of your EIN number as well.
I am so glad you brought that up about the Dun and Bradstreet number. That is so critical because so many people view it's a resume of your business, just like your credit, your Social Security number, as far as your Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax is a resume of you, your personal person. And I love that you just spoke about that. Many people say, when do you start? We start so late as adults. When would you think children need to start just the knowledge of entrepreneurship?
Well, I'm laughing because I'm the firstborn. So normally, and with the psychological, the firstborn are always the overachievers, right?
Right.
And and I think too, parents need to cultivate their children. One of the things that my father did with us as a single parent, I don't think it had anything to do with being a single parent. I just think that my father, I don't think he really realized what he was doing, but he taught us the value of money, the respect of money.
Yeah.
He taught us to save our money. That you don't need to, and one of my favorite things is you don't need to spend your seed. We get so eagerly, anxious,
Mm-hmm.
when we give our kids allowances and allowances when we grew up.
Right.
My dad gave us allowances, and once that allowance was over and we spent it, that was a wrap. So if you want something, if you're trying to teach your children first about money management and that money is not evil, okay?
Right.
The love of it, and the love means like the hunger and the thirst for it that causes you to do evil things. That makes money evil. And
Mm-hmm.
so we have grown up that we think because of tradition, that we're taught that money is an evil thing and that people with money are bad.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Ecclesiastes 10:11, which is one of my other favorite money scriptures, is money is the answer to all things. So when you're teaching your kids very young, I taught my son very young. I taught my granddaughter very young. My granddaughter, when she was 2 years old, started getting, you hand kids money, and she never wanted money to make noise. She didn't want coins. She wanted dollars, and we started her off with $2. So when I relocated to save, to save her money. Now I never knew how she was saving her money because she's a little person. But when she was 5 and we were breaking down her room for me to relocate to Texas, underneath her drawer she had all of this money that she had put in her drawer to save for whatever it is that she wanted. Whenever she wanted to go somewhere, she was like, I buy it myself. But you have to teach them you don't have to spend it all. It's good to save.
It is, and I like that. I like the fact that you did teach them that way, and your dad too. I love the fact, and your dad was a single parent, so we want to honor him too in that way. Not many dads are, actually honored or said that he was a single father, and that he
Yeah,
was.
my dad was a single parent when daddies did not get their children at all.
Yes.
And yeah, that's my best friend.
And it's a little different for a woman to say, yes, my dad was that single parent. I love that part about you. But over 25 plus years, you've been an entrepreneur. And why so? Why did you decide? Because, of course, going to school, getting your degree, things like that. Why entrepreneurship?
I've been in the financial sector. That's where I actually started, and that's not in my degree. My degree is in sciences. I
Yes.
was, my intention was to become a doctor. I wanted to be a gynecologist, and I changed to a cardiologist. And entrepreneurship just kind of like fell into my lap because I had got divorced and I had this little kid. I have a son who's also an entrepreneur, to make more money. And so because of that, even though I was working a good job, I was making more money than my friends were, I still get money because of the fact, as those that are single parents now, you know how it is when you're trying to get them into different things. You want them to play sports, you need that extra income, and then you want to save too because you want to make sure that you put that money on the side. So I kind of like stumbled to it, working through the New York State Assembly. I stumbled the planning events for our New York State Assemblyman at that time. And then the weddings came, and then the conferences for churches came, and putting together workshops. And then I created my own nonprofit. in doing fundraisers. So it just kind of like I kind of evolved into it, and I really love doing it. And I think it's the passion. First it was like, oh yeah, I need to get the money. I need to get it because I can do this, or I could take my son here, or I can rent a car, or all that kind of stuff. But then it became a passion, and so with that passion, now it was September of this year, September 15th year, I will have been in business for 26. So yeah, I'm just excited about it, Cam. I love it. I
Yes.
love it. I think now, I think my dad says I'm addicted. I'm addicted to business. I'm addicted to it. So yeah.
Well, I'm glad you said that because you have a book.
I do have a book.
You
I
do.
do.
There you
I
go.
do.
Look, knowledge and easy
Yeah.
credit. Yes, you are an
Yeah.
author.
Yes, I'm a published author. You can actually get the book on Barnes and Noble, and we're going to be doing well. I am in my editor be editing the book because there's been so many changes,
Yes.
especially with this COVID-19, and you have the EIDL loan, the EIDL, and the PPP, and all these other different things that is not in the book. So it's going to be a revision of that book. The credit system has changed. So it just seems like every time we master it, they move the line a little bit more, so
Yes.
that we can try to, so that we can catch up. So I'm going to be interjecting some of those things into the second edition of my book. So I'm going to be getting ready for that, and hopefully before, my intention is for it to be available before the new year so that people can go through it. It's an excellent resource guide. But if you get the book now, the back of the book is low on credit. Like the front part, I talk about taxes and where you fit in the tax code and how you can hire your kids. And people don't know that you can hire your kids and write it off.
So they are
I've
a
been trying to
benefit,
hire.
huh? Your kids are a
Yeah,
benefit
I've
in
been
some
trying
kind of way and not just a
Right, right.
liability.
I've been trying to hire my granddaughter. She not having it. So, but you can hire your kids and have that as a credit. And then also in the back of the book, there's letters. Really, really, like if you're trying to repair your own credit
Yes.
yourself, there's letters in the back of the book. But I really prefer that you go to a professional and get it done.
I love that part about what you're saying. Now that COVID has happened and things around the world have really paused and they have stopped, you have been diligent and a vigilante in helping so many people acquire funds from the government, from EIDLs, which are the loans, you get the PPPs. You help them with their grants and you help them get loans and things for funding for themselves, and also educate them on what's out there that many people don't even know of. Because, I mean, you research all through the night. You'll send me stuff 2 and 3 in the morning. Hey, did you see this? They've got money out there. And I love that about you. Why
Thank you,
so?
Cam.
Why help so many?
Well, we're a community.
Yes.
We're not separate from each other. We
Right.
are all one.
Yes.
And I don't want to get into the spiritual aspect of it, but we are
Correct.
all one.
Yeah.
And I think it's a blessing to help people get to where they supposed to go. One of the things that and I know I do a lot of scripture reference because it's so real today. It says the poor you will have with you always. But what people don't understand is the reason for that is because people don't help. And I believe that there is enough financial resources out there for everyone to be wealthy. I don't understand why we do have the poor. Why is it that we have so many people who don't want to give out information? I had a young lady who actually emailed me. We had a one-on-one call,
Mm-hmm.
and I literally gave. She has a business as well. I literally gave her the information on how to build business credit to help her clients. I gave it to her,
Mm-hmm.
so it doesn't matter if it's if it's a friend or someone I don't know, if I feel it in my spirit to help, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to help. But here's the but. I'm not going to allow anybody to take advantage of it. I mean, I am an expert at what I do, and it does cost for my services.
We're going to take a break right there, lady. We'll be right back with Christina Turner.
We'll be right back to the Cam Hill Show after these messages.
Houston's only Cadillac to your door dealer, Ron Carter Cadillac, delivers test drives to your home or office. For a limited time, get $16,000 off all in-stock Cadillac 2019 XT5 crossovers and $19,000 off all in-stock 2019 CT6 sedans. Or experience the first ever 2020 Cadillac XT6 Premium Luxury Collection, only $519 with $1 down for 39 months lease. Or purchase and receive 0.9% APR for 72 months with no payments until November. RonCarterCadillac.com.
When it comes to protecting yourself and your partners, all the information out there can be overwhelming. Visit our website. We are a free and confidential service, striving to help you stay informed and stay notified. We are committed to a healthy Houston.
Houston's only Cadillac to your door dealer, Ron Carter Cadillac, delivers test drives to your home or office. Drive the new 2020 Cadillac XT4, only $399 a month, or the new 2020 XT5, only $429 a month, both for 39 months lease with just $1 down. Or purchase the XT4 or XT5 and enjoy 0.9% APR for 72 months with no payments until November. RonCarterCadillac.com.
Have you been injured in an 18-wheeler accident, truck accident, car accident? Was someone texting and ran into the back of you, not paying attention? It doesn't matter what it is. Give me a call, Attorney Willie Powles. We'll fix it today. The number is 281-881-2457. Again, that number is 281-881-2457. We'll fix it today. Call Attorney Willie Powles.
And now back to the Cam Hill Show.
Hey, this is Cam Hill on the Cam Hill Show on A-Star. I'm here with Christina Turner, C.TURNER Tax Service, Women Who Win Series 2020. Hey, lady, how you doing?
Hey, Cam. How you doing?
I'm doing great. We were just talking a little bit about the business credit and how you established that. We went over the personal credit and what was different about that. Entrepreneurship, we also talked about that. Many people are asking the question about the fact, what is the difference of that you have seen during the COVID situation that has affected your business? What differences have you seen right now? And you've seen them because they've stopped on some of your businesses.
Oh yeah, in reference to my event planning company, a lot of clients have canceled events. They cancel getting engaged. They cancel gatherings because a lot of my clients are not in what I would consider my home base at that time. It's Houston, but I went abroad. A lot of my clients hire me out of state, out of the country. So it's shut down, as far as travel, events, because no one knew. And it was my recommendation as well, because we did not know, and because too I wanted the safety of my clients. I also said, why don't we pull back? Why don't we reschedule for next year? Not for later on in this year, because as you see, even if we started breaking things down in March, as you see, we haven't even came out of this yet, and we're getting ready to move into the month of August. And I don't think that we're actually going to break through probably, and I'm hoping when I say this, because I have an event that's coming up in April, that by that time that we kind of will have leveled off and that we will be done with the COVID virus.
Sounds good. That sounds good. Like you said, I hope we will be too at this time. Man, this COVID is a situation. It really, really is. I feel so bad about it. And I want to say it to the families that have lost people and that have had, had COVID or somebody has passed, we do want to, send prayers to them. Definitely.
Yes, I've had someone that's very close to me. Her
Yes.
son passed away, who was the same age as my son. So it was just really a really gut wrenching feeling because you don't know. And as careful as we can be, I've seen the gathering and I'm just like, like, why? Why are you doing that?
Right.
And not having mask on, it's not a gimmick. It is absolutely real, and people are dying, and people are becoming very sick. And then you don't feel sick. You don't know if you're asymptomatic or not. The best thing to do is don't just protect yourself and protect people.
Absolutely. What advice would you give women that are either going into entrepreneurship, wanting to do it, because we have 40 million plus people that are unemployed, and many people have always had a desire or a dream to do it. What things would you give them? What advice would you talk to them about?
Do it. Do it. What are you going to lose if you're not working? Right? You're not working. You don't have a job. What are you going to lose for starting a business? What are you afraid of? You understand? So if that's something you have a heart burning desire to start your business, do it. If you have a heart burning desire to write a book, write it. There's nothing to stop you except for yourself. I was talking to my goddaughter, who's also my niece, that was telling her, I was like, the doors are open to the church. It is open for you to do whatever it is that you want to do. There are so much, because a lot of people now are looking for income. They're looking at different opportunities. Look for the opportunities. Some marketing companies that were very expensive are not expensive anymore. Just do it. Stop making excuses and do it.
Great. There were two things I wanted to talk to you about that I was listening on the other day that we have an opportunity to do. Someone was saying that they needed money, and someone suggested their 401k, okay, that you can get up to, I think, $100,000 out of your 401k. You won't be penalized, but you would be taxed. Is that
Yes.
something? Is that something? When people are having their hardship, many people have a hardship.
If you really, okay, listen, you can take the hardship from the 401k, and yes, you will not be double taxed for it. Make sure that you do talk to whoever is Fidelity, Merrill Lynch, whomever it is that you have your money under. Make sure you clarify to them that this is a hardship in regard to COVID-19. Do not just go in there and just say, I just want to withdraw some money, because you're going to be double penalized. You will not be double penalized for that, for taking money out that early. You won't. I wouldn't suggest it, because let me tell you why. Unless it's an immediate need. And what I mean immediate need is to keep a roof over your head. Keep your car, unless you cannot make any arrangements for getting your car paid for, like you're making sure your car payments. If you cannot make arrangements for your mortgage, this is an immediate need. This is not to go shopping, to buy shoes and shop on internet and all that other stuff. That then take the money out. In other words, too, if it's not an immediate need, do you know that there are grants? There are grants out there, and we're not talking about just the PPP and the EIDL loan. We're not just talking about business grants. There are personal grants out there for you that will pay your rent and all your other expenses that you may not have to touch for 401k or some of your savings. And I would you need to do the research on that. That's what I would do. That would be my suggestion, is to do the research on the grants that help personal needs. It's particularly of the week of women who win. There are so many grants for us because we are a double minority. Okay, we're a woman, and then if you're African American, you're a Black woman, and it's a double minority there. Start looking for grants to take care of your household. Look for it. It is out there, plenty of money.
That's good to know.
That's free.
That's free. That's good to know that we have those and we have those available. People are asking, they want to know more about nonprofit. And and as a nonprofit, what does that really, really mean?
When you're a nonprofit, it means that you are tax exempt. Your business is tax exempt, not you per se, but your business is tax exempt. That means that you'll get a qualifying letter from the IRS that says you are tax exempt. You could take that letter into any company. You could walk it into Target, Walmart, Academy, and you can ask for donations with that particular letter. Also, that letter gives you the ability to ask money for charities, from charities to support your mission. Now, nonprofits are supposed to be community-based organizations, okay? And it could be from anything from finance, it could be from helping for healthcare, it can be whatever type of social service that you provide the community to uplift the community. It is not it's not a self-serving entity. It's to give back to others. When you do a nonprofit, one of the things, and I just want to touch it quick, is that one of the things that you want to make sure is that your nonprofit will be sustainable on its own. And what I mean by that is that you don't necessarily have to rely on government funding for your nonprofit, because once you submit like a proposal and you're requesting for funding, they want to see where all your other funding resources are going to come from as well. So I could get into that later. So you can have a nonprofit with a for-profit sector. Understand what I'm saying? So if you have a nonprofit with a for-profit sector, that makes it look good, because that means that you're bringing proceeds to your nonprofit that help it be sustainable, and you don't need so much money from the government.
Why do you, thank you so much. That was perfect on nonprofit. One of the questions is, why do you think so many businesses now are going under, that maybe have not been able to sustain themselves during this time?
I just think it has to do with you're not finding the wealth in your business. I think we get so set in one way that this is the way that I structure my business to be like this. And I'll just use my event planning company. I'll use that as an example. The structure of the business was to make everything beautiful, you know, to bring beauty and joy to people, in regard to weddings, events, whatever type of events, help people business get bigger. Well, since COVID-19, you have to leverage. So what did I do? I created a course. I created a course to teach other event planners how to become events. It's a course specifically for event planners. I created merchandise that we're going to be releasing soon. And then there's some other products that I get that's correlated to my business to leverage it so that I could continue to have business, okay, and to continue to bring income into into my life. So without me, I had to really sit and think, like, what are the other things that I could do, and not be afraid to launch something different. Still hold the component. We are still an event planning company, but we also now have products for our company that we service the public with. And so I would not, one of the things I made a decision when COVID-19 happened, I'm not shutting down my business. Neither one of them. I'm not going to shut down either of my businesses. I am going to find a way to leverage it and do what I need to do and sit down and make it happen. And that's exactly what I did.
I love the fact that another thing that you did that I love so much is the fact that you took your knowledge and you have webinars many times where you teach others what you know. Because,
right,
you know, in a virtual setting globally.
Absolutely. I did a whole, when they first released the EIDL loan,
Yes.
the EIDL loan and the PPP. I literally did a webinar,
Right.
and when whoever logged in, they got free help on how to fill out their application.
Right.
And I sat on the webinar for an hour, and I think it was an hour and 15 minutes. And if you could go on my page on C.TURNER Tax Services, is the webinar is there if you're still trying to fill out paperwork for that, on how to fill everything out. And there's things that you need, certain things that you need that I did tell you, and then there's more things because they require more, as they changed the game from the beginning.
Right.
But yeah, that's what I did.
And why so? Why give back? I know for you, over the years that I've known you, you have always been one of the people that has always had your hand open. You're the giver. And once you give, you understand, and that's in the Bible too, the more you give, the more you receive. How so? How is that?
One of the principles that I learned is when you have nothing, that's the best time to give.
Yes.
The very, very best time to give.
Yes.
When you have absolutely nothing. I've had some really, really lean times. I just went through some lean times from December until March. And actually, things started actually turning, actually within 30 days, stuff started turning around. Because I believe that my giving is seeds. So when I give, I consider them to be seeds. I'm seeding into this because I'm expecting a return to come to me. And so it's not that I'm giving to get something back. I'm giving to be a blessing, but I know on the back end of it that God is going to bless me for being giving. But I also had to know how to curb my enthusiasm because I have given to people and then they expected more from me, and I wasn't allowed. Like, there is off point, and people have literally gotten mad with me because I would not give them anymore, and I've lost friendships on that. I lost friendships. People didn't treat me right because of it, and I had to let people go because I've already given to you.
Yeah.
Especially if I give, we call my best friend Ton. I'm Ton, if you're watching, hey. My best friend Ton, we call them level up gifts. The type of gifts that I give my friends or people who are connected to me, and I'm talking about connected. I'm not talking about trying to be connected. I give things that's going to level you up. I give gifts. I consider them level up gifts. Like, for instance, one particular person who was a friend, I wrote a complete 501c3 for them and did their application. They let me stay in their house with them for almost like a little bit over 100. But that friendship is no longer in existence because they kept expecting more. I mean, it happens. Some people just feel like they are entitled to more, and it's kind of hard. So I had to learn how to curb my enthusiasm on giving. I did.
Right.
So that was a lesson for me too.
Absolutely. And I know from the webinars, and this is just an example of giving, you were doing the webinars, you were giving the information for free to each person, and several people just called you and said, Christina, we'll pay you because it's just too much. We'll just pay you to do it because it was just too much paperwork. It was just too, I mean, you were inundated with people calling saying, I will just pay you. You gave them the information of how to do it, but the time it took away from them and what they had. They just didn't have that opportunity. And that's how,
Yeah. And because I guess too, it seems overwhelming to a person who don't know.
Yes.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
But the thing is, knowledge is power, and knowledge is going to cost.
Yes.
And I think at a certain level, you need to invest in yourself. If you want to be better, you need to invest in yourself.
Yes.
If I invested my time into learning, to speaking with people who are masters who are, more masterful than me, because the information that I've learned too, I had to invest. I had to invest with other people to talk to me. I had to invest in regard to my credit. I had to invest with somebody doing my marketing. I had to invest in myself. If I want to be
Yes.
successful, it's going to cost you something. Nothing is free.
Yes.
I mean, something you get for free, but if you really want the mother load of it, and like you said, I had people call me like, girl, can you just do it? Because they didn't want to spend the time
Right.
to gather all the information, to do everything. They did not want to do that. So yes, that's why they hired me.
Absolutely. And I like that about you. You do a lot of collaborations as a business, and you believe in collaboration. You believe so into people collaborating, coming together and bringing their talents together. I like that. So what we'll do once we get back, we'll talk about your collaborations with Christina Turner.
We'll be right back to the Cam Hill Show after these messages.
When it comes to protecting yourself and your partners, all the information out there can be overwhelming. Visit our website. We are a free and confidential service striving to help you stay informed and stay notified. We are committed to a healthy Houston.
Houston's only Cadillac to your door dealer, Ron Carter Cadillac, delivers test drives to your home or office. Drive the new 2020 Cadillac XT4, only $399 a month, or the new 2020 XT5, only $429 a month, both for 39 months lease with just $1 down. Or purchase the XT4 or XT5 and enjoy 0.9% APR for 72 months with no payments until November. RonCarterCadillac.com.
Have you been injured in an 18-wheeler accident, truck accident, car accident? Was someone texting and ran into the back of you, not paying attention? It doesn't matter what it is. Give me a call, Attorney Willie Powles. We'll fix it today. The number is 281-881-2457. Again, that number is 281-881-2457. We'll fix it today. Call Attorney Willie Powles.
Houston's only Cadillac to your door dealer, Ron Carter Cadillac, delivers test drives to your home or office. For a limited time, get $16,000 off all in-stock Cadillac 2019 XT5 crossovers and $19,000 off all in-stock 2019 CT6 sedans. Or experience the first ever 2020 Cadillac XT6 Premium Luxury Collection, only $519 with $1 down for 39 months lease. Or purchase and receive 0.9% APR for 72 months with no payments until November. RonCarterCadillac.com.
And now back to the Cam Hill Show.
Hey, thank you all for coming back. I'm having a great time. Christina Turner, I am telling you, lady, you are helping all of us, including myself. I'm learning. I'm writing them down. Hey, lady.
Hey,
I'm learning.
I tell people when you talk to me, get your pen and paper. I forgot to say that. Make sure you get your pen and paper. So,
we were talking about collaborations. You love to collaborate, and I like that.
Yes, I do. So I said I was going to kind of wait for this particular collaboration. It's something I've been really looking forward to. It took me by surprise, but I am now one of the liaisons for Dubai. So I am bringing businesses to Dubai. So I'm really excited. No, it is not some shady. I'm actually working with the government there. I have to be in Dubai to do training weeks. So I'm like really excited. I'm very excited because Dubai is expanding and they want businesses. And matter of fact, I have like a list of different businesses that looking for, and is huge. The list is humongous. So if you're in insurance, land surveying, legal consultation, any type of management, I'm just going down. I'm just listing professional safety, health consultants, real estate, Real estate.
Real
Okay.
estate, yeah.
Engineering, financial advisors, gas extraction. It's a plethora, and this even smaller businesses, if into administration, accounting, auditing advisors, aviation consulting. So I have a list. And I'm sure that if you want to get into Dubai and expand your business in international waters, because I have done business almost all over the world. I haven't been to Asia yet, but definitely Europe, and I've been to Dubai once. But if you are interested in bringing your business on a global platform, I'm the person to get specifically for Dubai. I'm the person that you need to contact.
Okay. So we are speaking not Dubai down like Dubai, Texas.
No, we talk about Dubai, the UAE, yeah, over there. Oh, way over there, yeah. No, not Dubai, Texas. No.
I didn't know. And we want to do something else. We were just talking about collaboration, and I like what you're doing on collaboration. There's one thing when we were talking about the fact about the EIDL and the PPP, there is an expiration date. It's going to expire soon.
Yes, August the 8th is the last day. That's going to be it. No more extensions, nothing. So if you're contemplating, even if you are sole proprietorship and you're contemplating on getting your EIDL, let me know. And I have a team. There's a team of us that we're putting everything together. With Cameron is saying, yes, we do have the Kingmakers Millionaire Resource Group. That is my group, and there's a team of us we're putting together, and we're knocking the Ps and EIDL loans. We're knocking them out of the park, and people are getting awarded. We make sure all your paperwork is correct, because a lot of it has to do with paperwork.
Yes.
You're giving the right forms. And one more thing, credit.
Yes.
If your credit is not good, I'm sorry, you will not get those grants or loans, because one is going to turn into a grant for sure.
Yes.
So if you're not,
they're pulling it.
If you don't have good credit,
They're
not
pulling
going to
your
be
credit.
able to get it. So
they're pulling credit.
They're pulling credit for the SBA loans as well. I have clients who have all their paperwork together, but if your credit is not, this is where I'm talking about that personal and business credit. If your credit is not good, you're not going to be able to qualify for those either. So if you need help with that, we're able to help you.
And we'll just spend maybe 5 minutes or so on your personal credit. I just want to reiterate that to our family. And I call each one of our viewers family. Family, I'm telling you, it's credit. We're gearing towards credit. Everything is turning towards credit. We were just reading this morning on an article about the fact about them actually reducing people's credit lines and closing credit cards that are not being utilized. So if you have an active credit card and you have not utilized it, many times they will close that credit and it will drop your score immediately.
Yes. And traditionally we've said to people, don't use no more than 30% of your credit.
Yes.
Okay. Now, we also noticed that they've been lowering your credit line as well. So let's say, for instance, that $10,000 credit line, right?
Yes.
And you use already, you're like at 26% of usage on your $30,000 credit line on your credit card, right? Mm-hmm. And then because of COVID, because they're trying to hold their money, because a lot of people have been using this credit and they know that these are not able to pay it back. What they do, they lower your credit usage, right? So what happens is now you are over the 30%, because you were only using 20%. Now since your credit has been lower, let's say to $15,000, half of what you already had, what's going to happen? It's going to lower your credit score. You know why? Because now you're going to be over usage on your credit. You're going to be up 60% of credit usage from a 30%, and you're trying to figure out what happened. And this is another thing too. They're not dropping credit scores like 10 or 15 points. They're not doing that anymore. They're dropping credit scores like 100, 147, 116, and people are losing it. So here is the new trend. Okay, those of you that repair credit, I'm sure some of you are already out there. This is something I want you to advise your clients to do, that I'm going to advise your clients to do, and you too. Please tell them, do not go over 20 or 15 to 20% of credit usage on their credit cards. If you are over 20%, 15 to 20% of usage on your credit card, I'm asking you right now to get that down. Pay that down as far as you can, okay? Because they are literally going after credit, and it's definitely going to drop your FICO score, and you're not going to understand why.
Absolutely. And this is really strong, especially the fact that many people are trying to purchase homes during this time, because this is the time that I've never seen the interest rates this low, under 4%.
Yes. Who knew?
Well, I know. Who knew there was even under 4%?
Right. Who knew? And this is the best time to do it. I mean, if you're traditionally trying to buy a home, this is the best time to do it.
Yes.
But your credit has to be on
It does.
point. One other thing too, should we even tell them about credit lines? Adding credit lines to your credit to help boost your credit. Now, let me just explain this to you right quick, and I'm going to make it really, really brief. Credit lines are only supposed to be on your credit for no longer than 6 months. What is a credit line? A credit line is when someone who has like a big line, let's say they got like $50,000, and they're going to add you to their credit to help boost your credit score. Now, the thing is with a credit line is that you cannot predict if that person is going to go over their 30%. Remember, we were just talking about that. You're not going to be able to predict what they're going to do, but it does boost your credit score until they go over their usage, until they miss a payment. Okay, that because you're connected to that credit card or that line of credit, and that will bring your credit score down. After 60 days, this is not a permanent thing. After 60 days, it falls off your credit. So yes, can your credit score get lower? Sometimes yes, and sometimes no. So it's up to bureaus to make that decision.
Absolutely. They're also pulling credit for employment. I've spoken to several people that have called me about employment. They've pulled their credit due to that, and it's not a financial sector. It's a lot of, it's a way to, I guess, to narrow down, the people that they're trying to, that they're interviewing.
Well, and I think too, we're going, I don't want to say it, but we're getting into the era of the haves and the have-nots. Hi, Tyler Perry. Into the haves and the have-nots, those that, and credit is what they used to say, credit is king. Whoever had that adage there is right. Credit is king. It will not, a house, getting an apartment, your credit, an apartment to pay someone else's mortgage, credit is going to be looked at. When you apply for a student loan, when you apply for student grants, your credit is looked at. So everything from A to Z, your credit is being looked at, reviewed.
Sounds good. You have an upcoming event, lady?
Yes, I have and this is something you guys are going to miss. You got to get on this because I'm going to be talking about getting the money. Okay. So I got Get the Money, Honey. It's going to be a webinar that I'm going to be doing with two of my people together who's in the Kingmaker Millionaires Resource Group. Adrian Ebel, she is a phenomenal business strategist. And then I also have Mr. Nolan Davis. He's a phenomenal marketing strategist. We're going to be coming together, and then myself, we're going to be talking about resources, where to get it, where to find it. If you are a creative, if you're an entrepreneur, and if you're a nonprofit, this is something that you do not want to miss. And we're going to have it's going to be on my channel.
Yes.
So it's going to go through the C.TURNER Tax Services channel. It's going to be also on my page, on Christina Elturner. You're able to get on the Kingmaker page, so you're able to tune in. And so it's going to be Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern time.
There you go. There's the flyer. Tell us again.
There it is.
Yeah, tell us again. Get the money, honey.
Get the money, honey. Yes, it's gonna be an awesome webinar.
So tell us again about it, the date, the times and things.
It's going to be July the 28th, next Tuesday, 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern, and you're going to get it on my Kingmaker, Christina Elturner Kingmaker page, and then I'll also share it to my regular page.
And let's talk a little bit about the people you were saying with Nolan Davis. Shout out to Nolan. Know him very well.
Yeah, shout out to Nolan Davis, and shout out to Adrian Ebel, a business strategist. Adrian is a phenomenal business strategist.
Yes.
Now she's really, really good. And then also Nolan, I only work with the people. This is what this collaboration is for.
Right.
You definitely, all three of us are authors as well.
Yes.
So Nolan's definitely going to be talking about his book. Adrian's going to be talking about her stuff. I'm going to talk about, of course, my stuff, and it's going to be some really, really good information. So I don't want you to miss it. So stay tuned.
Absolutely. How do people get in touch with you? We have a minute.
Yes. In order to get in touch with me, you get in touch with me through my website, www.christinaelturner.com. Okay, so again, www.christinaelturner.com. That's to get in touch with me for any conversations or any business consulting. If you need for taxes and more business consulting, you get with C.TURNERTaxServices.com. Our telephone number at C.TURNER Tax Services is 832-768-1312. If you need to email, it's info@cturnertaxservices.com. If you want to send me an email, it's info@ChristinaLTurner.com.
Well, thank you, lady. That was it. That's it. I cannot believe our time is over. Oh, man, I've been so excited about this one. I am so glad for the education. You have helped me along the way through business and everything. I truly, truly appreciate everything you do, lady. And God bless you. Thank you so much. That is Christina L. Turner, C.TURNER Tax Service, LLC, part of Women Who Win Series 2020. And on tomorrow, we will have Chandra Corelli. She is part of Tyler Perry, For Better or For Worse, and her new one called Bruh. Hey, we will see you on tomorrow. Thank you for joining me. Bye.